Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be part of the Creators Helping Creator series that I'm making. And in this one here, it's a video by request. And somebody had asked me about the new strike system coming out by YouTube. And lo and behold, on February 25th, 2019, they're rolling out the new simplified 3-strike policy. Now this one here, this informational thing is for the community guideline violations. So let's go ahead and cover those first. Here's the deal. For a community guideline violation, the first time YouTube is going to hit us with anything, it's going to be a no penalty warning. So we're going to get that first. Okay, so we get that no penalty warning, clean up our act, make sure we're doing anything, we're not doing anything wrong, make sure we're doing everything right, we're doing things legally, morally, and ethically. We're not spammers, scammers, or dirty, rotten scoundrels. We're getting the job done. And we get the warning, and that's it. We're done. We'll never get anything again because we're going to do things the right way and never have a problem. But if we do continue to have a problem, we get hit with a strike, we're going to be frozen out of our account for a week. I imagine there's no monetization going on there if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program. And the strike hangs out on our account for 90 days. Now, nobody else sees that, but we see it. And people might be wondering why we're not uploading or doing live streams for that week, but because we're frozen out. We can't do anything. But we can go on to other people's channels and make comments and stuff like that. As far as I can tell, I don't think they lock you out of that stuff. But you can still get in. But you can't upload anything, and you're probably not monetized. As far as what I can tell, it wasn't crystal clear, but I think you're going to be demonetized during that week of taking the break. If in that 90-day period of time we get hit with a second strike, we're going to get frozen out of our account for 2 weeks. All right. Now that 90 days is still ticking along there, and we get hit with a third strike, and everything's justified. All right, they're going to terminate our account like we never existed. All right, so they give us a warning. A first strike froze us for a week. Second strike froze us out for 2 weeks, and a third strike within that 90-day period of time, and we have our account terminated. That's assuming everything's justified. We did violate the community guidelines for the first and second strike and the third strike, and that's what got our account terminated. What we need to do though is, if you have a video and they give you a strike, and you feel it was incorrectly given to you, don't delete your video. Number one, you got a strike on a video. Don't delete the video. Keep it on your account, right? That gives you something to show YouTube. Hey, here's that video you're talking about. It's on my account. There is no community guideline violation in there. Now, YouTube will investigate it, and if they say, hey, you're right, they'll remove the strike, like nothing ever happened, right? Like it never existed. So keep the video on your account. Nobody else is going to be able to see it because they've taken it off of being able to be viewed. But while it's in dispute, go ahead and follow procedures for seeking the appeal of the strike. And if YouTube agrees with you, and they have every now and then they will, if they see that, hey, there is no violation, they will remove a strike. And you want to get that done because you don't want the second strike, and you sure don't want that third one because you're done. Third one and you're done. All right. So again, the first strike, you get frozen out for 1 week. The second strike, you get frozen out for 2 weeks. And the third strike, they terminate your account. Now, let's go over into the copyright infringement thing. On a copyright strike, there is no warning. By default, you get a strike. All right. So when you get that strike, again, you're frozen out for a week. If you get a second strike, you get frozen out for 2 weeks, and a third strike within that 90-day period of time, and your account gets terminated. Now, to me, this is kind of, it's kind of permanent. So we want to make sure we're doing everything legally, morally, and ethically. We want to make sure that we're not spammers, scammers, dirty, rotten scoundrels. Getting the job done the right way, every day, every way. Stay clear of violation of any of these terms of service, the community guidelines, and copyright infringement, and we're okay. Now, what I do want to mention, though, is, oh, by the way, if you click on this, you'll end up over here on this page, on the creator blog. And if we scroll down here, there's something I just want to point out here. And they say 98% of you never break our community guidelines. That's good news. So we don't have to panic too much about it. As long as we're doing everything right, we're trying to keep everything on the up and up, legal, moral, and ethical, we're okay. And then even 94% of the people who get a first strike never get a second strike. So that's good news too. That means people in general are trying to get the job done every day, every way, the right way. And they avoid the problems. Or when they have a problem, they clean it up, take care of it, and keep moving along. All right. Now, the other thing that they're talking about, now this is the YouTube policies and everything else, community guidelines, that's over here. right? Community guidelines. You can Google this, or maybe I'll put a link in the description below so you can get to this page quickly. These are the things right here, but I'm going to pull your attention to one individually. But there's a bunch of different things, all right? So we got to be aware of all this stuff. But the one I want to bring up is something I've talked about before, and it's spammers, scammers, and dirty, rotten scoundrels. This one right here: spam, misleading metadata, and scams. And it says everybody hates spam. Don't create misleading descriptions, tags, titles, thumbnails in order to increase views. If we're trying to do things like that, clickbait, things like that nature, I've been saying to everybody, clean up your thumbnails. Right? Clean everything up. Make sure you're doing everything right. Don't use deceptive practices in your descriptions below your videos or in your tags, right? Because that's going to get us spanked in an undelightful way, all right? And it's not okay to post large amounts of untargeted, unwanted, or repetitive content, including comments and private messages. I haven't even seen a private message in a long time, and just be careful in what you do in your comments. Be careful on how you communicate with others and how it can be perceived, all right? And also, when you're looking at other people's comments below videos and everything else, try to be understanding of what's going on and what they're doing and everything else. Don't jump to conclusions, and don't, I don't report anybody unless they're mind-numbingly, painfully, a spammer, scammer, a dirty, rotten scoundrel, and it's very rare even then, all right? Because I figure YouTube's computers are going to find them anyway, and they normally do. All right, so that's that part there, and then what else do we have? Oh, Creator Insider. I'm not on their homepage. This is their graphic at the top of the thing, and this is their videos page, and they also have playlists, because YouTube loves playlists. And this gentleman right here is Tom. He's often featured, giving us information that we need to know. All right, so things are coming out, things that are probably going to be happening for us as creators and everything else. And he is a self-proclaimed fan of small channels, which officially by YouTube terms is somebody with less than 10,000 subscribers. So he's very much for channels trying to get up and grow and get the job done. And what else do we have here? Oh, copyright strikes. If you get hit with a copyright strike, again, don't delete the video. Keep the video for demonstration purposes to YouTube on an appeal. Because if you are correct and you are fairly certain that you did not violate somebody's copyright, make sure you keep the evidence so you can show it to YouTube and say, hey, look, here's my video right here. Check it out. Have a human look at it. Because the computers are wrong. There is no copyright infringement here, right? And if they agree with you, they'll clean up that strike, okay? And then here's that video, by the way. There's a video right now. It says changes to community guideline strikes. I'm going to put a link to this video below in the description. And here's just the first frame of it. I'm not going to play it. But, there it is, right? So it's a question and answer thing. And Matt from YouTube Creator Academy. I am a huge fan of YouTube's Creator Academy, as you well know. If you don't, now you do. And I think they put out a lot of fantastic information, and they try to help us, right? They actually do. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Creator Academy, and ever since I first found it. So I'm very happy with the results I've been able to obtain by using their materials that they make for us, all right? So go ahead and check it out there. I'll put a link to that video below, along with the link to some of these things that we should be aware of, all right? Now I want to take a couple of minutes briefly and talk about what it is I see, all right? You probably see some of this stuff too, even if we don't really, if it doesn't grab us and pay attention to it. But because I've been in video production for so many years, there's certain things I'm going to notice. Like if somebody's got a plant in the corner, they're doing a news segment or whatever, and they got a plant in the corner of the room, and somebody's sitting in the seat in the wrong way, it might look like the plant's growing out of the top of their head, all right? It's just kind of a funny thing. It's an inadvertent thing. Nobody noticed it at the time, but when they play the video back, it looks like this thing's growing out of their head. You probably notice things like that in movies and things of that nature. Things are just not correctly placed. So just make you go, huh? What was that all about? So here's what I notice in what I would think are violations on YouTube that are going to probably be addressed, and not in a fun way. And things I've talked about before, like thumbnails. Clean up your thumbnails. Make sure they're relevant to what it is your video is talking about. Nobody likes clickbait. So let's talk about it. And I also want to talk about live streams, all right? This is what I notice more often than not. And I hope that they're on unmonetized videos, because I think that that has a distinct impact on what's going on here and what can happen badly, right? People might, we have to be aware of what's in the background of our video. So whenever I point the camera at myself, whenever I'm looking at the screen, I'm really looking for what's in the background of the screen. Sure, I'm in the frame. I want to make sure that I'm in the frame, but I also want to make sure that there's nothing else going on in the video, sound-wise on the audio track and visually on the video screen. I want to make sure that there's no copyright infringements taking place at all right? So we really got to be careful about that. The thing that I see more often than not on a video is a television in the background. I see a television. I see that it's copyrighted material. I totally get it. You know, the creator who made the video didn't see it. They absolutely didn't see it. Not only did they not see it when they made the video, maybe they didn't have a monitor set up. They got their framing set up and then they jumped in the shot and made their video. And maybe we don't even hear the television, but we can see it. And we know that it's a copyrighted television show. That creator might get hit with a copyright strike. I don't know how that really works on how people get hit with it or not, but I've seen that kind of thing happen before. The other thing is maybe somebody has a television and it's off screen. You don't see the television, but you can hear it. All right. So the audio is getting into the video. The creator doesn't hear it. They don't see it or anything else, but the sound travels perfectly, hits the microphone, and we are absolutely positively picking up a copyrighted television broadcast on the audio track, and somebody can get hit with that. On the live streams, if we have a situation where we can have a guest on our live stream, in all honesty, I'm gonna have to talk to Ms. Kathy about that, or Patsy Houlihan or somebody, and maybe Angel on how they do it when they have a guest come on, so that they make sure that they don't have a copyright infringement happening. Somebody might come on and they were listening to the radio and they jump on a live cast to help somebody out. They're going to jump in and be a guest, and they got a radio playing in the background. The whole live stream gets nailed with a copyright, right? So somebody's going to hit with a copyright strike on that. Or maybe there's a television on in the background, or maybe somebody came into the household or somebody came into the room and they sat down and watched TV and they turn it on and we can hear it in the background. Okay, so these things we have to be aware of, and we have to be able to plan for, hey, something's happening here, that's going to be a violation. So somebody has to be aware of it, like a producer in a room on a video, like a news broadcast or something, get the live producer there that can take action to jump to a commercial. Something bad happened on the broadcast, we got to jump over to a commercial real quick. Whatever it is that we have to do, whatever action, be proactive in it, and maybe clean it up in post-production or whatever. But live streams, live video is tough. It's really, really a difficult thing to do. It's pretty much for the main reason why I don't do them is you never know what's going to happen, and you have to be prepared for it anyway. But in making a video like this one here, you don't even see me except for my mugshot up here in the corner. But other than that, you're not seeing me, you're just hearing my voice. So I just got to make sure that I don't start playing copyrighted music or copyrighted television broadcasts in the background on my computer, and I'll be okay, right? So that's the thing. Just be aware of what's going on in your screen. Be aware of what's going on around you. Maybe you're doing a driving video. You're driving down the street. Somebody pulls up to you. A great song is playing. Maybe you're tapping your fingers and tapping your toes and enjoying the beat. And lo and behold, you just recorded a copyrighted audio that's inadvertent. You didn't really plan on that happening. And, it's just such a natural thing. It happens every day that we don't even notice it. And then when we review our own video before we upload it to YouTube, we still miss it. And then we're going to probably or possibly, more likely than not, get hit with a copyright strike. So we have to be aware of that stuff, all right? If you have any questions or comments, everything, please make a comment below. Let me know that you asked me a question, everything. That's how this video even got made. Somebody asked me a question about it and asked me to actually make a video about it. But make a note below, ask me questions. Creators helping creators. Help each other out. Make sure we're all on the up and up, legal, moral, and ethical. We got the motivation, dedication, and determination to get the job done and grow and make it happen. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this too. Give me a thumbs up, like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's very important that we grow our channel through subscribers. It's very important. Until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.